One of the biggest misunderstandings about building income online is that people assume the opportunity is about becoming internet famous, and it's not. And that misconception has taught a lot of extremely smart women from even exploring what's possible for them, because the second they hear the words online business or personal branding or coaching, they immediately picture influencers dancing on TikTok and Instagram, or people filming every single moment of their lives for content. And that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the fact that the internet has fundamentally changed the way knowledge moves through the world, and what most women still haven't fully adjusted to, what that means for them economically. If you're new here, my name is Nick Scott. I'm the founder of Her Income Edit. I've been building businesses online since 2008, and that was long before most people considered it a legitimate career path. Today, I help women build income streams from what they already know. And this video is about why the moment you're living in right now is one of the best possible times to do exactly that. For most of history, your ability to monetize your skills was limited by geography and access, right? You had to be physically present with someone to help them. You needed institutional backing, credentials validated by gatekeepers, a formal structure that granted you permission to charge. But the internet has removed these constraints in ways that most professionals haven't fully absorbed yet. A woman with the right skills, the right positioning, and the right offer can build a business helping people solve problems. And she can do this from wherever she already is. And that's an entirely different economic reality than the one most of us were trained to navigate. And a lot of women still underestimate the value of their own experience because they've only ever seen it through the lens of employment. And here's what I mean by this. Your skills are useful because your company pays you for them. Instead of looking at it through the lens, your skills solve problems that people are already willing to invest real money to solve. And that reframe changes everything, because one of those lenses makes you a vendor to an employer. The other position makes you a business owner. This also matters more urgently right now because the relationship between people and work has dramatically changed over the last several years. Layoffs, automation, ongoing restructuring across nearly every single industry, economic uncertainty that doesn't seem to be stabilizing anytime soon. The idea that one employer will protect your long-term financial future is becoming less realistic for more women. And I want to be clear again, this is not fear-based content. I'm not saying panic and leave your job tomorrow. I'm saying your job was never meant to carry your entire financial future by itself. That's too much pressure to put on one income stream, especially when many women already have skills that could create additional revenue, flexibility, and ownership if those skills were structured properly. I also believe that women are fundamentally misunderstanding what the creator economy is, because the internet has trained us to associate online income with visibility and audience size. But visibility isn't the same thing as value. Some of the most profitable businesses operating online right now, they're not built on massive audiences. They're built on specificity, trust, and the ability to solve a very specific problem for a very specific person. And that distinction matters enormously because many high-achieving women think,
I don't want to become an influencer,
and then assume that that removes the entire opportunity. But it doesn't. What you need is not attention from millions of random strangers on the internet. You need trust from the right people. And that's a very different goal. And it's much more accessible than you think. One of the most damaging myths in the online business space is the idea that you need a huge audience before you can make any meaningful money. And you don't. What you need is clarity about what problem you solve, clarity about a solution that creates an outcome, and clarity around the ability to communicate that to people who are already dealing with that problem. That right there, that's your foundation. And once you have it, building content and building your audience, it becomes so much easier because you're creating from evidence instead of assumptions. Like, you already know what works because you've already sold something. And this is exactly why coaching and consulting are such effective starting points for women. And I want to be very clear about why. Because unlike many online business models, they don't require years of audience growth or expensive inventory or complicated technical systems or significant startup capital. You already have the foundational asset for coaching and consulting, which is your skills. What you need from there is positioning, structure, clarity, and offer and conversations. And that's a much shorter path to income than most women realize. And women especially underestimate how many skills they carry that solve real, urgent problems. I'm talking about lived experience, pattern recognition that you've built over years, your professional skills, communication, mentorship, leadership, emotional intelligence, strategic thinking. These are not soft, abstract qualities, y'all. These are the exact things people pay for when they hire a coach or a consultant, because they can't get those things from a Google search or from an AI prompt. They can't get them from a free YouTube video. They need human discernment applied to their specific situation by someone who has navigated that specific thing. And honestly, artificial intelligence makes human skills more valuable, not less valuable, because information is becoming abundant. But trust, context, personal guidance, the ability to interpret information and apply it to your specific circumstances, those things matter more now than ever before. Here's the thing. People don't pay for coaching because they can't find information. They pay for coaching and consulting because they want clarity. They want speed, support, transformation. And those things can't come from AI by itself. The deeper shift that needs to happen, though, is moving from employee thinking to ownership thinking. Employee thinking asks,
How do I become more valuable to a company?
ownership thinking asks,
How do I build assets around the value I already have?
those are two completely different orientations, and a lot of women are emotionally ready for that shift before they recognize it intellectually. You already feel the tension. You already know you're capable of more. You want more flexibility, more ownership, more alignment, more security. You just haven't fully connected the dots between what you already know and what that's worth in the market. So if you've been thinking,
There has to be another way to use what I know.
you're probably right. And in the next video, I want to talk about something much more specific. I want to talk about why so many intelligent, capable women stay stuck even when they already have everything they need to start. Okay? I'll see you in the next one.